What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down some key levels to watch for as time goes on, what's happening with some news. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Mumu link. If you sign up and deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $2,000, you're guaranteed 25 in total. Deposit $5,000, you're guaranteed 60 free stocks. The offer ends on June 3rd. You'll also qualify for an 8.1% APY on invested cash. So check out my link down below. Anyways, as far as the market's going, I just want to say that we're looking decent right now. SPY is trying to push higher, but we do have a tough resistance at 592.5. I would like to see us break and hold above that for at least a 4-hour close for us to continue to push even more. And the thing is, we also have this very critical support at 588, right over here. If we lose this, this could actually turn us south much harder. So you want to be very, very careful between this range, which is between 588 and 592.5. So zooming out of SPY, as you guys could tell, the daily still looks bullish, and there is still a lot of upside potential to push more. And then the weekly, when you look at the weekly, we look really strong right now as well. So we're looking pretty good right now. And there is so much upside potential on this. I could see us go all the way up to like 596 in the weekly by next week or above. So we could go higher. But the thing is, there are a couple of things you have to consider about this market. So, firstly, today is a very special day because we have lots of option expirations. As you know, we have over 2.8 million puts expiring and almost 1.1 million of these calls expiring. That's a 2.58 puts to call ratio. With all the puts expiring, will the market makers squeeze shorts and just cause the market to squeeze, or will the market end up just pushing and then dumping later on? Just to try to help out these shorts a little bit. It all depends on what the market makers try to pull and what kind of like moves we make. For now, the news has been decent and the market's still reacting positively. President Trump did say something very important this morning. He is signaling that he's going to likely begin informing dozens of countries in the upcoming weeks of what tariff rate they will have to pay after the 90-day pause was instated. That's some big news, at least so far, so we'll just have to see. They mentioned that this could happen over the next couple of weeks, especially the next 2 to 3 weeks, and we'll see what happens with these countries, so keep that in mind. That's some big news. Secondly, President Trump was talking about a deal with India and that he wants to see a longer term deal with China. I'm sure you guys already know that, so we did see that being repeated. And finally, President Trump said on Friday that the US and UAE are working towards allowing the Gulf nations to purchase the US made AI chips. The announcement came after they basically have covered about 500,000 H100 chips per year to help the UAE build a lot more data centers. So that's some big news, at least for stocks like Nvda. That's some good news that's coming out for them. Besides that, I didn't see anything else that was too crazy on the news, at least this morning. Now, keep in mind, at 10 o'clock a.m., we have some data coming out. We have the Michigan Consumer Sentiment Reports, the 5-year inflationary expectations, and the current conditions report, which could cause some volatility. We'll see if this causes the market to push more or dip. It depends on what sentiment is looking like, so keep that in mind. And finally, the fear and greed index is currently at greed. That's making up the majority of sentiments. Momentum is becoming less fearful than before. So, that being said, what do I think is going to happen to SPY? Well, the thing is, we are bullish. Okay, when you zoom out, you guys could tell we're just continuing to make higher highs and higher lows, and we're doing a fantastic job because buyers are just continually defending us very, very well. But the problem we have is that we haven't really broken 592.5 yet. I'd like to see us break that to really continue this push. So although there's potential to go higher, I do think we could try to push higher. Watch and see if we could break that just for confirmation because we're in a very, very critical place, at least right now. So make sure you watch your levels very closely on SPY, the QQQ, and the others. So let's break down these levels in a lot more detail. So for SPY, okay, if you want to be bearish, okay, first you want to see us fail at 590. Then we're watching this resistance here becoming support near 588. If that fails us, then I do anticipate a bigger drop if 588 fails us. And for bullish, you want to see us hold above 592.5. If we could break that, we're going to be looking for a continuation for 595. For now, I anticipate there's going to be a little bit of chop to start things off because of all the options. Then we'll see which direction we break in. Hopefully, it's the upside. I do hope it's going to be to the upside, but we'll have to be very careful because there's a slight bearish divergence developing here. And in case we lose 590 to 588, we're looking for that dip. I'm not seeing signs of that yet, so we're still looking bullish, but be very, very careful because I do see some range bound price action. We'll just have to see which way we break for a much bigger move. So be very unbiased heading into today, and then we'll see how we end up going. For the QQQ, I see the same thing. I think we're going to see a little bit of chop first, and we'll see which way we break. Now, we're still bullish in terms of the overall trend, but if we have this range between 517 and 520, there might be a lot of range bound price action. Hold above 520, then we're looking for essentially 522, then 525. If we lose 515, though, we could be looking for a dip to 510 or below. I'm hoping we kind of consolidate and start breaking out for the 520s. So please keep that in mind. For the IWM, we have this resistance near this like 210 area. And we have this support near 205, so we could be tipping lower. We're in the middle here. We're just kind of going back and forth and back and forth. So I do think that we might come down on the Russell and bounce and trade sideways like this. So until we break 210 to break out, or if we end up losing 205 to start dipping, I'm just watching lots of sideways price action. On ES, we look a bit more bullish, but I do want to note that 5950 is going to be a tough resistance. If this breaks, we're looking for an attempt to get to 5980 to 6000. If we don't break this, we're looking for 5900 as the main support. So lose 5900, we're looking for a dip, and break 5950, we're looking for more upside. If we don't break that, there could be a small move downwards coming towards 5900 or below. So you want to be very careful. For NQ, we're looking bullish. As you can tell, we're making higher highs and higher lows. So we'll see if we can break and hold above 21,500 to push more. And if we end up losing 21,244, we're looking for a dip back down to 21,000 flats. So watch your levels just to be very, very safe. For this right now, I think we're kind of consolidating on NQ. You guys can see how we're trading sideways like this. So we need to see us hold above 21,500 to really continue this push. If we can't do that, there's going to be a risk of us retracing to like 21,200. So that's what I'm seeing on NQ for now. Bitcoin's doing the same thing, back and forth price action. We like to bounce off 101,000. We like to reject off 105. So we're just kind of going back and forth like this. So I could see us kind of dip a little bit here to about 102,500. We'll see if we bounce. But as of right now, we're just getting sideways price action. Until we break one of these directions, we're just range bound. Tesla's looking a bit more bullish, but we need some confirmation first. So I did warn you guys that there might be some sideways price action on Tesla like this. We do have a tough resistance at 348 to 350, so it could come down, then bounce. If we break and hold 350, we're looking for a bigger push closer to 360. And if we lose 340, we're looking for a dump to 337 and 333. I wouldn't be surprised if we trade sideways between 340 and 350 for some time before breaking out for the 350s. So keep that in mind. On Nvidia, we look more bullish. Now, if we end up losing, just hypothetically, this 134 area, we could turn down. As long as we're above 134, we're actually favoring the upwards direction for an attempt to get to like 138. So I could be looking for that on Nvidia as long as we don't lose 134. As long as Apple does not lose 210, we're favoring an attempt to push for essentially 214 all over again. And then real quick with the rest of these, I'm going to be kind of quick with these. Coinbase is looking decent. We're trading sideways. If we end up losing 240, we're looking for a bigger dip. As long as 240 holds, we're looking for an attempt to push for about 250. Amazon's looking bullish. So long as we don't lose 205, we're favoring a push for 208. If 205 fails, though, we could be tipping to the low 200s. On Meta, watch 639. If that fails us, we're looking for the lower levels like 635. If this holds, we could be looking for a rebound move. For Microsoft, we're trading sideways. If we end up losing 448, we're looking for a bigger dip. So watch 450 and 448. So be very, very patient at least nonetheless. Google's looking more bullish. As long as we don't end up losing 164, we're actually favoring 170 plus. Finally, the VIX is bearish where we're making lower highs right here. So we could be dipping even more, especially as time goes on. We'll see what that leads to, at least for our technicals. Will this lead to more upside? So just give this the time it needs. For now, SPY, the QQQ, and many others are looking a bit more bullish. We do have some more upside potential coming for them, but we'll see how well we hold up and if we can break resistances going into the day. So be careful. The aspect of the market that could be harder to predict is because we have so many puts expiring. We'll see if the market makers go down the route where they squeeze shorts, or do they pump us initially, then slow us down. It all depends on how well we could hold above 592 on SPY and 520 on the QQQ. So I see upside potential, but we'll just watch the levels just to be safe. Okay, so hope that makes sense. Thank you for listening, and peace out.